Hello, good morning friends. How are you? So during lockdown period, you might be safe. Okay. So we already started a theory session through the Impartus online lecture, but it is very difficult to start the practical session through Impartus. So let us start our practical session through video recording. So we completed up to fourth practical, estimation of realized heritability. So today we will see our next practical, that is the fifth practical, estimation of correlated response to selection. Now what is correlation? So you know about correlation. So it is simply association between two or more variable. Here we are considered as a trait. So it is association between two or more traits. Now what is genetic correlation? So association that is genetically. So it is genetic correlation. So as we know that all the economic traits they are quantitative in nature. So they have a genetic correlation. Either it is positive correlation, either it is negative, whatever. So if the traits are genetically correlated, then if we apply the selection in one trait, automatically we will get a response in the another trait also. So that response in another trait, that is called as a correlated response to selection. So we have not applied any selection in the second character, even though we are getting the response. So it is correlated response to selection. Why we are getting the response in secondary character or second character? Because the first character and second character, they are genetically correlated. So additionally we can say positive response. We will get the response in this response to selection, or we will get the response in the X trait. Suppose we are considered that X trait, that is our primary trait, and on which we are applying the selection. Okay. For example, milk yield, that is our primary trait. So we are applying the selection on the milk yield. So definitely, if we are applying the selection, we will get the response in the milk yield also. But Y trait, on which we are not applying any selection, even though we are getting the response. Why we are getting the response? So because of X and Y traits, they are genetically correlated. So suppose our Y trait, it is fat yield. So if we apply the selection on the milk yield, we try to improve the milk yield, automatically the fat yield will be increased. Fat yield, not a fat percent. Okay, because fat percent and milk yield, they are negatively, but fat yield and milk yield and fat yield, they are positively correlated. So correlated response to selection. So formula is, it is written as a CRY, correlated response to selection in Y trait when we apply the selection on the X trait. So is equal to IX. So that is intensity of selection in the primary trait. HX, that is the square root of heritability of the X trait. HY, that is the square root of heritability of Y trait. RG, that is the genetic correlation between the X and Y trait, and phenotypic standard deviation of the Y trait. So for calculation of this correlated response to selection, we need these five things, that is IX, HX, HY, RG, and phenotypic standard deviation for the Y trait. Now how this formula derived? Okay, so this practical it is also part of theory as well as practical. Sometime it will come as a short note about the correlated response to selection. So you can write this thing in the short note also. So you have to derive this formula of correlated response to selection. So let us see how to derive this correlated response to selection formula. So before starting the deriving the correlated response to selection, we must understand, or we already learned in the third practical, certain formula, that is the response to selection R is equal to H square into S. So we can simplify or we can modify this formula into R is equal to H square into I into phenotypic standard deviation. How this I into phenotypic standard deviation? Because we know that intensity is equal to selection differential divided by phenotypic standard deviation. So this selection differential is equal to I into phenotypic standard deviation. Okay, and again we can simplify this formula. This I is equal to H into phenotypic standard deviation A, that is the genetic variability in the population. S, you know that PS minus P0 bar, and intensity I is equal to selection differential divided by phenotypic standard deviation. So let us start how to derive this formula. Okay, so when we apply the selection on the extrait, it will be the direct response. Why? Because we are applying the selection on the extrait only. So definitely when we apply the selection, we will get the response. So that is response that is called as a direct response. So direct response, we can calculate that R is Rx, that indicate the response in the extrait. So Rx, that is equal to H square into S. Now H square, so into this, instead of this selection differential, we can write I into phenotypic standard deviation. Okay, now we know that heritability. What is heritability? It is the ratio of additive genetic variance to phenotypic variance. Okay, so we can write likewise phenotypic standard deviation of breeding value again into phenotypic standard deviation of breeding value is same. So we can write in the form of standard deviation, then I, then phenotypic standard deviation. So if we remove this thing, so we will get standard deviation of breeding value divided by phenotypic standard deviation into deviation of the breeding value into I. So this portion, that is, we can say square root of heritability. Okay, because heritability is the ratio of two variance component. So we can write square root of heritability, that is the ratio of deviation of the breeding value divided by deviation of the phenotypic value. So we can write this formula H into standard deviation in the breeding value, or we can say genetic variability, and into I. So for the extrait, we can say direct response Rx is equal to Hx, then sigma Ax, then Ix. Now response in the Y trait. Why we will get the response in the Y trait? Because of X and Y trait, they are genetically correlated. So this, for the calculation of the response in the Y trait, we can use the regression. Okay, so regression of breeding value of Y trait on breeding value of X trait. So it is written as a BA. A, that is the breeding value, Yx, that means regression of Y on X for breeding value. So regression of the breeding value of Y on X trait is equal to covariance A Yx divided by variance Ax. Now again we can simplify this formula. So if we multiply standard deviation of the breeding value for Y trait in numerator and denominator, okay, suppose we are multiplying upper side and lower side, we can remove this thing, so we will get the same. Okay, so here for simplifying we are multiplying upper side and lower side. Now this covariance AYX, now here it is deviation AX, then this portion deviation AY, here it will come. So deviation of breeding value for Y trait, deviation of the breeding value of X trait. Okay, so we are right here it is in the form of variance, but we can write in the form of standard deviation. So simply this portion here Y, this is deviation of the breeding value for X trait. So this portion that become a regression, this correlation, that is RG. So that RG, that is the correlation between X and Y trait. Now this is deviation of breeding value for a Y trait divided by deviation of the breeding value for X trait. Therefore, correlated response in the Y character or Y trait, we can write that is CRY, correlated response to selection in Y trait, is equal to direct response into X as well as regression. If we multiply both things, we will get the correlated response to selection. So as we derived, this Rx is equal to Ix, Hx and deviation of the breeding value for the X, and the regression of breeding value for Y trait on X trait, that is Rg xy into deviation of breeding value for Y divided by deviation of breeding value for X trait. Now we can simplify this formula, whole formula. So here we can remove this thing. So we will get Ix, Hx, genetic correlation and deviation in the breeding value for Y trait. But it is very difficult to estimate the breeding value for the Y trait because we are not applying any selection on the Y trait. So how we can find out breeding value for the Y trait? So again we have to modify this formula. So here we know that H square, what is H square? That is heritability for Y trait is equal to variance A divided by variance P. That is it is the ratio of additive genetic variance to phenotypic variance. So in the form of square root, because heritability it is a ratio of two variance value. Okay, so if you want to write the square root of heritability, it is written as H, only H, not H square. Okay, so we can remove this square value. So it is deviation of breeding value for Y divided by phenotypic standard deviation for the Y trait. So instead of this portion, that is the deviation of the breeding value for Y, is equal to, we can write HY, square root of heritability for Y trait into phenotypic standard deviation for the Y trait. So correlated response to selection is equal to Ix, Hx, Rg, Hy. Instead of this breeding value for Y trait, we can write Hy, that is the square root of heritability for Y trait and phenotypic standard deviation for the Y trait. So our now correlated response to selection formula, that is CRY is equal to Ix, Hx, Hy, Rg into phenotypic standard deviation for the Y trait. Okay. So when this correlated response to selection will be useful, so for the trait it is very difficult to measure, okay, or it is costly to measure. In that condition we can use the correlated response to selection. For example, carcass quality trait, then dressing percentage. We can also use this correlated response to selection for the sex limited trait. So when desired trait measured in the only one sex, then we can use but secondary character that is measured in the both the sex. So in that condition we can also use the correlated response to selection. Now let us see calculation. So first exercise. So simply I read this exercise first. In one of the selection experiment, birds were selected on the basis of sexual maturity, and so but selected on the basis of sexual maturity. So sexual maturity will be our primary trait. The fraction of male and female saved were 0.05 and 0.70 respectively. From the following component of the variance and covariance. So here all the variance component and covariance component are available between Hapsib family. Okay, so all the data from the Hapsib families and the total phenotypic variance and covariance of the parent. Find out the correlated response in egg production of the progeny. So here egg production, that is our secondary trait. So these values are available, variance, covariance. Here it is directly, it is in the form of variance covariance formula. So here no need to find out this MSS, because this is already mean sum of square value. Okay, so let us see solution. So sexual maturity, that is our primary trait, so we can say it is X trait. Egg production, that is our secondary trait, that is Y trait. And we know the formula of the correlated response to selection. Okay, so according to the formula of correlated response to selection in the Y trait, we need IX. So IX, that is the intensity of selection for the X trait, for the sexual maturity trait. So as it is available in the title, we here the fraction of male and female save were 0.05 and 0.70. That means male saves 0.05, that means 5%. So intensity of selection, that is 2.06, that is already available in the table that we already learned in the third practical. And for the female, it is 70% saves. So I is equal to 0.50. Now we need IX. So we have to find out average value of intensity of selection for male and female. So it is 2.06 plus 0.50 divided by 2. So it is 1.28. So second, HX. So here it is mentioned that progeny are Hapsib. So we have to use the formula of heritability for estimation of heritability from Hapsib record. So H square for sexual maturity, that is our X trait, is equal to 4. Here if it is Hapsib family, then we multiply with 4 into variance S divided by variance S plus variance W. So here 4 into 8.05. So here it is between shire. So it is the variance S, and this is total is available. Variance W is not available. Total phenotypic variance is available. Okay. So it is variance S, and this is variance S plus variance W. Okay. If we minus between shire component of variance from total phenotypic variance, we will get the variance W. But here no need to estimate this variance W. So here 8.05 divided by this variance S plus variance W, that is total. So it is available 306.05. So here we will get the heritability 0.105. So square root of heritability, we need square root of heritability value. So it is in the form of square root of 0.105. Now secondary trait, so that is H square egg production. So 4 into 21.22. Here it is 21.22 divided by 247.22 into 4. So we will get 0.343. So square root of heritability for Y trait, that is the square root of 0.343. Now another component, that is the genetic correlation between X and Y trait. So we know the formula of covariance SXY divided by square root of variance X into variance Y. Now covariance SXY, it is already available, that is minus 11. So here it is minus 11. Variance Sx, that value is available 8.05, and variance Sy, that is 21.22. Okay, so if we solve this equation, so we will get the genetic correlation minus 0.84. Now phenotypic standard deviation for the white red. So here it is phenotypic phenotypic variance values available for white red. This is X red, this is white red. So it is 247.22. So it is for the estimation of this phenotypic standard deviation for the white red, square root of simply 247.22, so it is 15.72. Now we have all these 5 values. So let us put all the value into the formula. So correlated response to selection in white red, that is equal to Ix, Hx, Hy, Rg, and phenotypic standard deviation for white red. So 1.28 square root of 0.105, square root of 0.343 minus 0.84 and 15.72. So final answer, that is the correlated response to selection in the white red, is equal to minus 3.2x. So because our secondary trait was egg production, so minus 3.2x per generation per unit change in the sexual maturity. So we can write